Somebody's still chopping vegetables. That's what it sounds like.
Oh, that's my dog chewing a bone.
Oh, okay. Okay. Hey, you guys. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday. Welcome to the Morning Vibe Zoom. I'm Heather McCluskey, 200K, personally enrolled by Lisa Fuller. If you don't know me and have not heard my story before, I'm sitting in my RV. So this is what I've been able to do with my family. I took my kids away from the cold climate in Michigan. And we have been living in an RV park, which is amazingly gorgeous, for almost a month now. So when you're living in an RV, you just go sit in the bathroom on the floor with your phone. So I guess no excuses, right? You do the business, you get up and you commit to it. And I love these morning Zooms for that reason, because this is the time to pour into yourself as well, right? We were just talking about that. Star was talking about that a little while ago when we were off recording. She went to the gym for the first time today, and it's so important to fill your own cup up. And today we're going to talk about having a winning mindset. And I actually did a live yesterday in my team page, because there's a lot of things that I think people who see leadership think that those things don't happen to us, that we aren't affected by the same things people who are just getting started are affected by. We don't have people quit on us. We don't, and I'm going to tell you something right now, and I'm going to be raw and real and vulnerable like I am on every Zoom. We don't have any secret sauce to this business, besides we have stuck with it and we have had consistency in our business every single day. And we have a winning mindset. We have a determination that no matter what, we are going to be successful. This is bonus season right now. So there's so many people who are coming in and grabbing these first time and rank advancement bonuses, and what the company offers to us and what's on the table right now is absolutely incredible. But if you're somebody who hasn't yet earned a bonus, I want you to keep this in mind. The bonus is exactly that. It's a bonus. The big picture here is the residual income that comes along with consistency in building a business and creating an incredible team to build a business alongside you. So don't lose sight of that. This isn't a flash in the pan for, 4 months. This is, like I said, for me, consistently network marketing has been in my life for the last 8 years. I've been a thriver for the last 4.5 years. So, yesterday morning, and this is going to lead into our topic today, I woke up with messages that, is not uncommon for many of us. My customer is developing a rash where they're wearing their DFT. One of my teammates is discouraged. She says if, it doesn't work in the next 30 days, she's not going to do this anymore. Or, whatever those, I wake up to those kinds of messages in the morning, and when you lead a huge organization, you've got a lot of people in your inbox, and I wake up to that. So, yesterday morning was one of those mornings where that was the first thing that was in my head as soon as I opened my eyeballs. Got my capsules in, grabbed my phone, and started reading the messages. And then I went to the gym and I ran and lifted weights and felt inspired, because when I'm taking care of myself, whether it's meditation, whether it's exercise, my thoughts become focused and even more clear. Like Thrive helps me to have focus and all of those things, right? Thrive is incredible. But when I work out, I always have those like morning inspirational thoughts. So here was my thoughts from yesterday. And I went live in my team page was, you guys, we all have those things happen to us. I've had customers who say, it's not working for me. I haven't lost 10 pounds in 30 days. They have unrealistic expectations maybe of what the Thrive experience is intended to do. And I have always, for the last 4.5 years, said you can absolutely lose weight being a Thriver. You have to meet this product somewhere, though. You have to get your body moving. You have to put good food in your body Thrive is giving your body nutrition. It's giving you the energy. It's giving you the clarity. It's giving you the appetite control. But think about if you add exercise into it. Think about if you add good food into your body. You are going to, like, I'm 42 years old and I'm the healthiest and the most fit I've ever been in my life. And I wouldn't be this way without Thrive. So, you know, when you have those customers that say that, and you have somebody, I have a rash, and you have somebody, it's like, I'm not seeing results. You know, they've been doing this business for 30 days and they sent out 6 samples and they're discouraged. Listen, that stuff happens to me too. I'm just telling you guys right now, listen, I had a 12K personally enrolled come in, crush it in her first 90 days. As a 12K, she quit on me during bonus season, literally sent me a message and said, I'm done. I'm going to go to another company. And I just creeped her page yesterday. Guess what? She already quit that company and went to something else. I let it slide off my back. And I'm going to tell you guys why right now, because sometimes people aren't going to have the same vision you have. They're not ready. It's not their time. Even your customers who say this is not working, it's not their time. They're not ready to invest in themselves. Because if they were, they'd be at the gym, they'd go walk around the neighborhood, they'd take their kids for a walk, they'd go to the park, they'd go walk around their neighborhood, they'd start going and putting good food in their body. Some people are looking for the miracles, right? Is Thrive the most amazing thing I've ever put in my body? Absolutely. Is there anything out there that's a complete miracle? No. The same with this business. It's a consistent effort over an extended period of time, right? Yes, people come in and go 200K in 30 days like Lisa Fuller, but Lisa Fuller also came over with a network of people that she worked years to create. So you've got to decide, just like I told my team yesterday, you've got to decide, you've got to get super clear with what you want and never think anything other than that is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to have obstacles. You're going to have life happen, but you're going to have to decide if those excuses of what life is giving to you right now are either going to be your why, or they're going to be your reason, or they're going to be your excuse. I had probably 3 good things off the top of my head I can tell you that would have made probably the average person walk away from a business like this. My niece was diagnosed with cancer when she was 20 years old. I had to take in her 9-month-old baby at the time. My kids were bigger. It was like starting over with a baby in the house. I was exhausted, even thriving, because I was not used to having a little one. I was so busy with her chasing a 9-month-old around, and she learned how to walk. I could have quit. I could have said, this is just too much. I have to walk away from this business. I didn't, because I know what my purpose is. It's to help other people create an incredible life. And the more I get in the trenches and I help people do that, the more success I will see. Okay. My husband had a widowmaker heart attack. I sat in the hospital, thinking I didn't know if I was going to have a husband the next day. My niece ended up passing away this past October from her cancer that she had fought for 4 years. Trying to help my sister navigate grief as a mother is still difficult to this day. But all of these things that have happened in my life have only lit my fire even more, because I was able to help my sister with finances as far as the funeral goes for my niece. Do you think I would have been able to do that if I was working a normal job? Absolutely not. Would I have been able to stand by my family's side as my husband went through health issues? No, because I would have probably had been working a 9 to 5, and I wouldn't have been able to invest the time that we needed to heal as a family, to come together, to bond, and to be there for one another as we were going through these difficult things. So I've always been clear about what it is I'm doing here. So you have to think about having that winning mindset all the time. Yes, life is going to knock you down sometimes. People are going to say that this isn't for them, but is it for you? Do you know with 1000% certainty that this is for you? That's what you've got to know. You've got to know that to the core of your soul, that this is what you're doing. And it will become a daily part of your life without you even thinking about it. Like for me, people say like, well, how many hours a day do you work? I feel like I'm always working because I'm always representing Thrive. I'm always sharing it. on my social media, Instagram, Facebook, three-way messages, sending out messages, helping new people get started on samples. All of the things that us as leaders share with you are things that I consistently am doing every single day. My excitement comes from this, getting new people started on Thrive. Like, I get so excited because I know what a life change this is. So this winning mindset is a constant, it's a constant work in progress. So don't think that there haven't been moments where I went to bed at 7:00 at night and was like, I'm done. I'm shutting off my phone. I'm done for today. Of course there have been, but the next day you get up and you do something to help your business. You do something to help yourself. You do something to personally develop, and you continue to grow this winning mindset. It doesn't happen overnight. Your brain is just like your heart. It's just like your legs. It's your arms. It's a muscle thing. Like, you have to continue to feed it good stuff. You can't just, can't be surrounded by negative Nancy's, take in all of the negative things that people are saying to you and believe them, right? Like yesterday morning when I woke up to like the 3 negative things, I could have went, well, I guess Thrive ain't working. Hell no, Thrive is working. People just aren't working for it. That's not my problem. It's theirs. They're not ready. Like, I literally will love people where they are, wherever that is. You want to run, I'm right there with you. You want to walk, that's awesome. If you want to sit, I'm probably going to keep going, because I can't waste my time on people who don't see it yet. But that doesn't mean that one day they won't. But don't sit there with them waiting for them to do that. Go find other people who feel and see and are ready for what we have our hands on, because they're out there. They really are. So get something good in your head every day. This is one of my favorite books. And then I'm going to hand the floor over to my 2 co-hosts, because they have awesome stories. I love Lydia's story. She shared it with us in the little chat that I created for the Zoo, but this is one of my favorite books. It's Joel Osteen. It's called Empty Out the Negative. And if you don't follow Joel Osteen, he's like a preacher. He's got an awesome YouTube channel. He's got an awesome Facebook page, but that book is so cool because it literally is one of those books you can open and kind of just read a little snippet of something, right? Oh, I've only got 10 minutes. I'm just going to sit down and read 4 pages. No matter what it is that you read out of that book, you're going to get something out of it. It's just one of those things where it's like learning how to take all of these things that are coming in with your life, with your team, with things that are happening, and knowing how to make the shift in your brain from not thinking negative about it, but knowing that there's a positive side to it. And you're going to find that, and you're going to go gravitate toward that, right? Because it is all about what you think on a daily basis. What you think and what you believe to the core of you will become who you are. Like, think about that. You literally, this is what jacks me up, and I get so fired up about like my life and this opportunity and what we're doing here, because I came from nothing, you guys. And when I say nothing, I mean nothing. Like, I was born and raised in a trailer with a single mom who raised 7 kids and died when I was 17 years old, like nothing. And my children know a complete opposite life. And that has always been my goal. And it will always be my goal. And this industry is what has provided this type of a life. Have we all worked hard? Absolutely. Do we still? Yes. I'm never not working or doing or investing or helping, because that is where I feel so connected to the total purpose of this all, is to help other people have an amazing, incredible life. And every time I get to be a part of somebody's Thrive experience journey, I get to help them, grow a team, become a 4K, a 12K, become a 40K leader, get to the top of the company. What a blessing to be able to be a part of somebody else's journey, to be a part of somebody else's story, to be a part of somebody else's success in even a little way, where you get to watch them grow in a business, but also as a human being, as a wife, as a mom, as a friend. Like, that to me is the paycheck of Thrive. It just is. It's such a beautiful thing to be a part of. So if you're stuck in your head and you need to figure out how to get unstuck, I want you to go help somebody today. Go help a new person get started on the Thrive experience. Go help a teammate enroll a new customer. Go help somebody with a 3-way message. Get on the phone with somebody for 15 minutes and figure out what their why is and ask them why they're here and what they want to do. It's that connection we have to other people and their stories and what they want out of their life that will really allow you also to have real big clarity as to what it is that we all have our hands on here. Go to the fan page and take a look at the stories on there. I mean, seriously, there's so many incredible life-changing stories on there. If you need to have a reality check and be like, all right, what am I doing? What am I doing here? Go read those stories, get connected to people today, because it's going to make, it's like taking yourself off the table. If all you're doing is focused on yourself, you're missing the whole damn picture. You really are. Go focus on other people. Helping other people is going to get you to places that you probably aren't even thinking are possible right now in your life. So I'll get off my soapbox now. I'm going to hand the floor over to Lydia, because I love Lydia's story. She has a story where she walked away from this business for a while as she had a baby, and she's got an incredible team, and they're growing and they're doing their things together. And, give her kudos. You guys, it's 4:00 in the morning where she's at. There's no excuses. When I asked her to be on this Zoom, she's like, I'm doing it. I'm coming. So Lydia, I'm going to hand the floor over to you. I'm excited for you to share this morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yes. I woke up at 4:40 a.m. to be on this Zoom. This is my second time doing this Zoom. The first time I was asked, and then this time Heather popped into the leaders chat and was like, hey, does anybody want to do the Friday Zoom with me? And I was like, it was like that moment where you had like the devil and the angel on your shoulder, and the devil was like, no, don't do it. It's awful. And then the angel was like, yeah, but it's so fun at the same time. And so here I am. So I volunteered myself to be up at 4:40 a.m., which is not like me. You guys, mindset is everything. And I know that's so hard to wrap our minds around, no pun intended, simply because it's an abstract thing. It's not like saying, VIP 800, that's the key to this business. That's how you're going to make it in this business. If you hit VIP 800, because that's not true. That's not true. If you hit VIP 800, rock on. But if you don't, not the end of the world. Totally. So far from the end of the world. We have millionaire leaders in this company who never hit a single bonus. It's mindset, and that's so abstract. But here's the reality. Some people have it. Some people learn it. Some people don't want it. Just a little bit of background on me. So my name is Lydia. I'm a 40K leader. I am a mom of 3 little kids. It was 3 under 3 when my youngest son was born last year. So my youngest son was born in June of last year, and it was 3 under 3 when we brought him home. I have an amazingly supportive husband who is the best dad, best husband ever. And that helps tremendously. He supports me in this as well, which again, I think that is another thing that's just completely changed my trajectory in this business, is having a spouse that understands the possibility in this business. We're now sharing a dream for it rather than me just kind of like blocking him out. I have every reason why this business should not work for me. But the one reason that it works for me is because I know this is where I want to be. I love doing this, you guys. I love this. I have had every job under the sun. In my short lifespan, I have had so many jobs. I have worked nonprofits. I have been a teacher. I have been a secretary. I have been, my husband and I live on a very, very large ranch, and my husband is a ranch manager. I have been his helper. I have been, and I love that life, and I want my kids to be raised in that life. I have been a hospitality manager. I've been a waitress. I've done all of those things. I love this more than any of those things. I have never had a job that I love more. This feeds my competitive spirit. I get to help people at the same time. I get to motivate people. I get to be a leader. I get to be a follower at the same time. It just feeds my soul. And I don't think I've ever had anything in my life that motivates me the way that this motivates me. And then the fact that I get an income that's supporting our family at the same time, like, hell yeah. Like, hell yeah, I'm going to show up. So what Heather was talking about, sorry, you guys, 4 a.m. got a lot of thoughts in my head. I'm going to get on point here. So, let's see, October of 2019, I found out that I was pregnant with our third, which we've always wanted a large family. So it's not like it was a shock, but I had never had morning sickness as bad as this. I actually had to go on medication for the morning sickness. I couldn't take my capsules. I couldn't do my shake. And I wasn't really confident in wearing my patch yet during a pregnancy because I was so sick. It was kind of like, oh, what's going on with this pregnancy? And October, like I said, my husband and I manage a very, very large ranch. We live up in the mountains. We have hunting, we have trail rides, we have, people coming and going. We have guest houses, the whole 9 yards. October is a very, very busy time because it's hunting season. And we had a very large, a semi-large group of elite individuals coming to elk hunt. And I had to be on. I'm the hospitality manager. I had to be on. And we needed to impress these people. And so all of that kind of at the same time. And I walked away. I didn't tell anybody that I was walking away. I ditched my team. I'm not going to lie. I would occasionally pop in my team chat. I was like a shadow leader, you guys. And I kept myself qualified and active because at the time that I left, we were a very, very solid 4K team, like 4K, 5K, 6K. The highest we had ever gone was 11. But we were really solid. I had a few solid legs that, were always going to be there. Spoiler alert, half of them aren't there anymore. Because that's how this business works. So I stepped away. I kept myself qualified and active because my husband loves the products. And I wasn't thriving for free. We actually dipped below a 4K team because I wasn't working. I wasn't doing anything. My uplines were essentially running my team for me because my team needed support and I wasn't support. So this really interesting thing happened. You'll hear all the time that this is busy season, right? This is growing season in this industry. So, February through June, I think it is. That's when things get, they ramp up for us, right? Harvest season. So in February of 2020, someone who I personally enrolled, okay, I've known her pretty much my entire life. Her kids are my age. Love the woman. She is directly enrolled under me, level 1. She went 12K. I wasn't even a 4K and she went 12K. And I had to sit down with myself. At that point, the morning sickness had passed. Like I was, pregnant. I'm not a good pregnant woman, but at the same time, at that point, I was taking my capsules and I was drinking my shake and I was doing the 3 steps again. And I had to sit down and have a talk with myself and be like, are you kidding me, Lydia? Are you kidding me? You technically have a 12K team. You technically have your auto bonus because this person decided not to quit when you did. What are you going to do about that? And that was the kick in the pants for me. So if you guys are new to this business, I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail, but essentially what happens in this business is when you have one person who's doing all the work, it's called a red leg or a strong leg. And our business doesn't allow us to ride on the coattails of another person, which I love, by the way. It can be frustrating when it happens to you, but I love the concept of it. So one person cannot make up more than 60% of your business. Your tracker will stop. If you have someone who's making up more than 60%, a strong leg, your tracker will stop once you hit that 60%, essentially. So while she was going 12K, I was still stuck at like 3,400 because that was 60% because I didn't have any other volume. Essentially, it was just her. So for the next 3 months, I had to fight that red leg to get my 12K. It was hard, you guys. It was hard. I had to rebuild my business from the ground up. I had to start doing the things that I knew I had completely neglected. I had to apologize to my team. I had to go into that team chat and just pour my heart out and say, you guys, I'm so sorry. I have no excuse. I have no reason, no good excuse for why I let you down. I'm so sorry. I had to eat that crow. I had to eat that crow. And luckily my team was amazing. And they're like, you know what? We're just so glad to have you back. And they supported me all the way through it. In April, we went 12K for the first time. July, I actually took advantage of my auto bonus. We drive a 2020 F-250, and it's brand new. Literally drove it off the lot with 6 miles on it, I think. And then in September, we went 40K. And then we didn't re-rank for a long time. And now we are a 40K team again. I am so proud to say that my team has worked so hard. But here's the thing, you guys, I had to have that conversation with myself, because guess what? This business keeps going. If you don't keep going, the business is still going to keep going. Okay. So quitting is actually really selfish. Quitting essentially is saying, you know what? I'm the only one that matters. I'm the only one that matters. If I want to quit, I'm going to quit. But here's the reality. If you wake up every single morning and you just do some simple things, okay? Simple things. Post your 3 steps in your story. Okay, I don't care if that's the only thing that you have strength for. Post your 3 steps in your story. Do your happy birthdays. Do something for your business. Wake up every single morning, because guess what? You on the other side of the screen, you are holding the key to someone else's success. Even though I walked away, my teammates still went 12K without me. Without me. I had nothing to do with it other than the fact that I enrolled her. If I would have never said yes to this opportunity, if I would have told her to quit too, if she would have had the wrong mindset and she would have left when I stepped away, she wouldn't have had that happen. It's mindset. She had the mindset that she knew she could do it whether I was coming or not. Okay? Quitting, failure is a moment. Right, you guys? Failure is a moment. Say that you don't grab your VIP 800. Say that you have a week where you don't sign a single customer. Say you have a month where you don't sign a single customer. That's happened to me before. Say failure is a moment. It's going to pass. Quitting, that's who you are on the inside. Quitting is who you are on the inside. It will define you. You have to decide right now, are you a quitter or are you not? Do you love this business or do you not? Are you willing to put in the work or not? You decide that. You decide that for yourself. People will come and go. Heather was talking about that and it really resonated with me because, I have had people leave. People that I thought would never leave. They're gone. They're flat out gone. And it's sad. It's hard. But you know what? It's not stopping me because I see it. I see the future. I see the trajectory of this business. I see what this can do for my family. I see that, I can help my husband actualize his dreams of being able to, my husband's a maker. He makes things, being able to open his own shop and do the things that he loves, full time. I want to help with those things. And if this business is the trajectory for it, heck yes, I'm showing up. There, I could talk about this for a really, really long time, you guys. You make the decision for yourself. You do. You just do. And you have to wake up every morning and decide, are you going to give up on yourself? Are you going to be selfish and quit? Or are you at least going to do a minimum of something to add substance to the world that we live in? The world that we live in is weird now, you guys. If we can add some form of substance to it, better believe I'm going to do it. Last thing that I am going to say, and this, guys, I went to a 4-year university. I graduated with honors, top of my class. I was a scholarship athlete all the way through school. I went to school to do a job in an industry, in a, kind of a corporate set. I have all those accolades, right? I have near and dear friends who do not support me in this. Near and dear friends who I stand in their wedding. Next week, I'm going to Texas to stand in one of their weddings. They stood in my wedding. They're my heart, but they don't support me in this. They don't support me in this. They don't understand it. They think that it's a joke. And you know what? Sometimes I let that get to me and I'll be like, you know what? Is this a joke? And guess what? Then I go look at my bank account. It ain't a joke. It ain't a joke. I used to do that when I was a 12K. That didn't magically happen. I used to go look at my bank account and go, you know what? That Tuesday payday is not a joke. And guess what? When I walk across that 200K stage at Thrive-A-Palooza, whether it's this year or next year, it's happening next year at least. I'm going to invite every single one of them. And then I'm going to put them on a plane and I'm going to take them on vacation on my dime. Just like, this is how legit this is. This is how legit this is. Not to prove them wrong, but that's one of my motivators, is all of those people who don't believe in you or don't believe what you're doing is legit. They don't pay your bills. They don't put that money in your bank account every Tuesday. They don't wake up and put those capsules on your counter. Love them, support them in what they're doing, but don't put your worth in what they're saying. That's all I got, Heather. Love you guys.
Lydia, you're so awesome. Listen, you guys, oh my gosh, Lydia, you have the greatest story and you are such an awesome speaker. You guys, a 4K team, when she walked away, she put it down. She let it go. Here she is right now as a 40K team. Think about that. It took her deciding, I'm doing this. I'm freaking doing this. I'm sorry I didn't show up in the way that I knew I could. She handled what she needed to do. And it wasn't an excuse anymore for her to say, I'm pregnant. I have all these things going on in my life. I love that, Lydia. Thank you for being so raw and vulnerable and real and sharing the stuff, because that's the thing, you guys. I want the Zooms that I host to be where you understand you're not the only one walking through the mud and doing the hard. We all are doing the hard, but we also are seeing the other side of the hard, the success, the rising up together as a team. But it takes you walking through the mud to do it. There isn't a yellow brick road from beginning of a brand promoter all the way to 200K. And I'm right there with Lydia. Listen, I have people in my family that would never put these 3 steps in their body. And I've made $1 million at Lavelle. Like, hello, they don't get it either. It's not my problem to convince them that what I have my hands on is gold. It's gold for me. I have friends the same as Lydia, educated, working in corporate America, working in healthcare, and they thrive with me, and then they don't. They'll like thrive for 30 days and be like, oh, I'm not going to do it anymore. And have regular corporate America jobs. They cheer me on. They're like, wow, like, I'm so proud of you. I can't believe you do what you do, but they still don't get it. They don't understand it. They probably don't believe it behind the scenes. And I don't care. I don't care, because this is the life God was given to me, for me to live, for the lives that we're meant to impact together. And that for me is the greatest purpose of what Thrive is all about, is that we get to do that. What other job can you say, I'm going to make this amount of money, and then all these people are going to make this much too? Listen, you guys, I have a girl on my team, and you guys all know who it is. She's hitting Millionaires Club next week. I just hit it not even a month ago. So if you don't think that your teammates can rise to the level of success you can, hell yes, they can. Yes, they freaking can. And it's just such an incredible feeling. Like, I started Thriving 4.5 years ago, and I'm literally going to have my first millionaire on my team. Like, what? That's incredible. But you know what? That shit wouldn't have happened if I would have quit. That shit wouldn't have happened if I would have put it down too. I mean, maybe they would have kept going. They'd give a shit. Right. But still think about that. My life wouldn't have changed in the level it has. So I want to share one more thing, and I'm going to have Jackie come on, but I'm going to tell you something. I got a message the other day, and I know she's on here and I won't say her name. But I have a girl on my team who has worked so hard for 2 years. She showed up. She's fought against stuff, an unsupportive husband, people telling her no. And, she has always been told, you're going to find the right people. She's constantly learning and growing and adding to her network and doing all of the things that she knew she needed to do to get to where she wanted to go. And she's fought off a lot of negative. She had her first over $100 check, you guys. 2 years she's been doing this, but she found one person who is seeing it like she sees it, and they're on fire running. She cried. And that meant so much to me than anything. It's incredible to say I'm going to have a millionaire pop on my team. But when I receive a message from somebody that says, I just had a 3-digit check and I'm just jumping around my house, that's a humbling moment in this industry. Because you know what? I remember what $100 meant to me. I remember making my first $52 in this industry, and it was like, holy shit, I can go to the grocery store. You got to remember, we all came from somewhere. And it just is a lot of fight to get to these places. But I promise you, it's an amazing freaking journey. Don't you dare quit. Don't quit on yourself, like Lydia said, because that shit will eat at your soul that you were a quitter. You've got to keep going and keep fighting. So I'm going to let my amazing friend Jackie, who is also a little badass fighter herself. She's a 12K on my team, has had her own stuff. She's a single mom. She is up investing in herself every day and in her team. And I'm always so proud of everything she does. Always pushing outside of her comfort zones. I know she's like, oh my God, you guys give her lots of love. She's like, there's 100 people on this Zoom. So I'm going to hand the floor over to you, Jackie, because you're going to do amazing. Just be you, girl.
Yeah, I'm super nervous, but whatever. You got to do the uncomfortable things, right? Oh, okay. So, I'm Jackie. Nice to meet everybody, not in face to face, but I have been with this business for 2 years now. When I first came in, I was kind of in a bad place in my life, sort of, kind of. I had graduated beauty school, but I was also coming out of addiction. I had been a drug addict for, 5 years, 7 years, something like that. It's been a long time. I'm almost 2 years sober now. 1 year, 11 months, 2 days, but who's counting? But so when I first came into this business, I had been watching my Shannon for 2 years, and I came across a post that, to make some extra money, and I didn't know really what I was getting into. I never tried the product at all. Like I said, I just graduated beauty school, so I wasn't even. Well, I had started in a salon, but when you first, if anybody is a hairstylist, you got to build that clientele before you can even make any money in the salon business. So I was kind of down and out, and I'm like, well, I've been watching her. Let's just jump on board and see what happens. And I, I didn't even order right away. I think it was like 2 weeks in that I finally placed an order, and I was not a day one thriver. I didn't actually feel anything until about day 10. And I reached out to Shannon. I'm like, what's going on? Like, I'm not feeling this energy like I've been seeing you post about, like, what is happening. And she had told me about, almost everybody goes through a detox stage, and I thought about it, and I was like, well, I am coming out of addiction, so I probably do have, all these toxins that need to be flushed out of my system. So I kind of kept that in the back of my head, but I still was very skeptical. But I kept going, and I let me rewind a little bit. Let me tell you a little bit about how I was before thriving, because I am a single mom of 4 kids, twins in the mix. So you can imagine how crazy my life is. I would always look forward to that nap after my kids got off to school. So, when that day 10 hit, I was like, I didn't do the nap. I was actually doing my dishes, which, whoa, that doesn't ever happen. So I knew that it was something that was happening to me, and it just kept getting better. But I'm not gonna lie, the first 4 months of thriving, I wasn't very consistent with it. I would start, I'd do my capsules, and then I'd be like, I'd do my shake, and then I'd be like, hour, 2 hours later, oh yeah, I got to do this patch thing. Like it wasn't consistent. So I didn't really share about it in the first, 4 or 5 months, because I wasn't consistent, and I wasn't feeling that positive energy like every single day, like you're supposed to, the way your body's supposed to work. But now, being consistent for that long, for 2 years now, besides that, like it's a total different experience now. And so anyways, when I first joined, like I said, I didn't share about it. So I didn't really have a team. I did have one of my best friends join pretty much right away with me, and we both were kind of just figuring it out together. And I did hit 4K in April or May of 2019. And I didn't stick with it. I didn't follow up with my customers. I didn't do the things that you were supposed to do. So I really fell off. I still was taking my products consistently, but I wasn't, doing the daily things that you're supposed to do with this business. And, so I kind of just, put it on the back burner, but still, took my products. I worked enough to get thriving for free, but that was it. Then COVID hit, so I couldn't work in the salon. And, like I said, I'm a single mom. Yes, I do get help from the county, and my son was getting Social Security. So I did have that to, back me up, but who wants to be on welfare forever? I've been on welfare for, oh gosh, since 2012 when I moved to Minnesota. So, that's my goal, is to get off of welfare. Like I just, and I don't know if some of you know, but in the state of Minnesota, you can only be on cash assistance for 5 years. Well, because of some other things in my case, I'm able to extend that, but I don't want to, like I don't want to, because, and this is one of the reasons why, because my father of my kids is like, well, you can live off the state forever, like he's my reason why I want to get the hell off of welfare, because so he can stop throwing that in my face. It's going to be a good feeling to be, a single mom and being able to pay your own bills without having to fall back on welfare. So, that is my big time goal. And so once COVID hit, I just like hit the ground running. Somebody had joined my team. And let me tell you guys, I have 17 personally enrolled promoters, okay, in the last 2 years. You want to know how many people are actually working their business that are personally enrolled to me? 3 people, but not like they should be. I'm not going to say any names, but not, and that's like Lydia and Heather both said, it's just not their time. So, and they have to find that out for themselves. They have to know when it's their time and ready for them to run for it, because my time is now. I need this, I need, I may not hit my bonuses. Yeah, that's my goal, because I am running for, that 40K bonus. I may not hit it, but that's not going to stop me from continuing. And I've had to learn that over the last year, especially in the mindset category, because I had such a negative mindset. I was like, well, nobody's going to do this. I can't do this. It was always, I can't. But you have to do something every single day to build your mindset in a positive way. I have memories pop up on my Facebook, and it was just like, F my life, I hate this, and I'm like, oh my gosh, reading that, I hate you, like, why would you write that stuff? It's crazy how 6 years ago, that was how I was posting, and no wonder why nobody really liked me, because I really didn't have any friends. I was always home by myself. And, it's just such an incredible feeling to be in a better mindset and know that, okay, yeah, you may not be making what you want to make in this business, but when you do those things daily to build your business, it's gonna turn out in the end, you know. I do want to share some self-development stuff that I have read and or that I'm reading in the process, because I feel like, you know, and I tell new people coming in and people that are on my team, I say, this is like a self-development with a comp plan. You know, I used to hear a few leaders say that. So I always go by that, because it really is, it's building your self-development, and then, you know, with an amazing comp plan. I mean, okay, so some that I really think you all should look into is Mel Robbins. It's a podcast on, I have the app Audibles. I pay monthly $15 a month for Audibles. It's worth it. Sometimes some months they have 2-for-1 deals. So it's totally worth the $15 a month. But this one is a podcast, so it is free, but it's called Start Here. Another really, really good one is Get Out of Your Head by Jenny Allen. And if you love humorous people, because my goal every day too is to make somebody smile, laugh. That's just how it has to be. Every morning I post like a funny meme on my Facebook. But anyway, so Kevin Hart is another one that I follow on my Audibles, but it's called The Decision. It's real, it's raw, but you know, he's a comedian, so there's a lot of funny shit in there too. So what else? I kind of lost my train of thought. I don't know. I feel like no matter where you are, no matter what you have come from, because, you know, I've been living in the area that I'm living in for the past 4 years, and I moved here homeless. Okay. Homeless with my 4 kids. There were some nights we were staying in my truck, you know. So to be where I'm at right now, you know, I still get my, you know, county assistance, but like I said, my goal is to get off of welfare, you know. I just recently found out that my son no longer qualifies for Social Security. So I'm losing a huge chunk of income because of that. And, you know, when I got that letter, I cried so hard, because I'm like, what am I going to do? But then I wiped my tears and I said, you know what the hell you're going to do, Jackie? You're going to work your freaking business is what we're going to do, you know, because I can't let that stop me from still reaching my goals. Like, yeah, that's a huge income that helps pay my rent, that helps pay my utilities and stuff every month. But I can't, you know, that stuff comes to an end. The welfare comes to an end. The, you know, Social Security at some point, you know, for me came to an end. So it's just like, I love doing this. I love helping people. The most thing that just melts my heart is recently I had somebody in recovery reach out to me. I had no idea she was following me, because she never really likes on any of my stuff at all whatsoever. And I've only met her once. And it was actually when I was moving out of my trailer house last year. I was trying to sell it, and her boyfriend and her boyfriend's mom were looking into buying it. So that's how I met her. So I'd only met her once, but we had connected on Facebook, and, you know, she had been following me. Well, she reached out to me recently and she said, you know, I just want to let you know that you inspire me to keep going. And I have been 19 days clean, and I almost fell. But every time that I almost have that urge to fall, I think of you and your story. And I like cried reading that message, because I didn't know that people are following me like that. So I guess, you know, my advice to you guys is share your story, no matter where you are, no matter what part of the journey that you're on in this business, like share it, because you don't know who's watching you. I mean, even if, you know, your paycheck is only $50, like that $50 fills my gas tank, you know. I always, you know, my paychecks right now aren't the best, because, you know, some of people have fallen off, and you know, I've lost customers too, but, you know, that still doesn't stop me to keep going and keep sharing, and, you know, keep finding new people to help, because that's, you know, that's where my passion is really wanting to help people, yes, I do still love working in the salon. My favorite service is doing some eyelashes, and I love making people feel beautiful, but my heart is really here in this business, and I'm never going to stop. I have no, the only thing that I regret is that I waited 2 years to say yes, to jump on board. I just know that no matter where I end up, I'm going to be happy with that, and I'm not going to stop. So that's all I got.
Thank you, Jackie. Listen, you guys, Jackie doesn't give herself all the credit in the world. She kind of plays down some things. Let me tell you, this girl's committed every single day to her team, to her growth. And isn't that the most beautiful thing that we get to be a part of, is that this is an opportunity to self-develop and grow yourself. Like, where in the world are you going to go somewhere and be surrounded by other women who are giving you information to help lift you up, to help grow you, to help inspire you, to help pour into you, to give you tools, to give you love, to give you encouragement? I know for me, there's never been another place like this. The last job I had before I became in network marketing was a nonprofit organization, and my boss was an ass. She made me feel like shit more than she made me feel good. She made me feel like I wasn't doing enough. I wasn't good enough. It was like everything that I did, she always found the wrong in it, even though I was like a badass employee, because I never do anything half-ass. I use my whole ass. It was terrible. And she made me feel bad. And guess what, over here? No, I mean, for the last 8 years, I am not the same person. I used to be introverted. Yes, really, I was introverted. I used to be shy. I was not confident in myself. I used to say, oh, that's for other people. Listen, it's for you too. Don't look at people who have success and think that that's not for you. That's what this Zoom is all about. Get clear that that's for you. It might take you 2 years to get there, but it's still for you. Why don't you think you're worthy to have a $30,000 a month income? You are. You freaking are. Don't just think about getting by. Think about having more than enough. And more than enough means that you can help more people have more. I always believe that. With much is given, much is required. Okay? Much is required when you are given and blessed in a way, when you are, I believe in the universe and God and putting all of those things out there on a daily basis. And I believe that God has done things and moved mountains and connected me to people that would have never existed in my life without me having that underlying faith to know that that's what's happening. So even when things go awry and you get all discombobulated and people are negative, that's what I always say in my head is, I know, God, you got me, and please connect me with the people that need this. Help me help them. Use me to help them, because I have been blessed in a level that I can't even some days myself comprehend. When I received the Millionaires Award, it took me 4 years, you guys, to make $1 million. But 4 years, was I making $1 million in 4 years in my regular life? Hell no, I made $15,000 a year working for a nonprofit organization. Think about that. But I never believed I wasn't worthy of receiving that, because I know receiving that means there's so many more people winning with me. So many on our team. And these stories of people on my team this morning is exactly what continues to fulfill me in so many ways. I mean, like I said, Jackie's totally selling herself short, because there isn't a thing that we don't talk about when she's like, all right, I'm going to go do it. I'm going to go invest in that. I'm going to go live on my Facebook. And she is absolutely right. Your story is your biggest business plan over here. So I'm going to ask you something right now. If I went to check every one of your pages right now, and I looked at your Facebook, when's the last time you went live to share what Thrive has done for you? Go look. And if you haven't, go do it. Because we just did a team Zoom on Monday together, and there was a new girl that started on our team. She brand new, about a 400 kit, same thing, in her own active recovery. We're so proud of her. And she literally was like, okay, I'm going to go live. She went live with her sponsor. You girls, this was Monday. Yesterday, she sent me her tracker. She has 1,000 PV because she decided to just do it, to go for it and get her story out there. People need to know. They need to know what you have your hands on and what it's doing for you every single day. You need to share it. Throw a new Thriver on a live with you. I don't care if you're scared. Get over it. I'm scared to go live. People always think it's easy for, no, you still get sweaty pits. You get nervous. So what? Share yourself, share your heart, share your story. Your story is meant to touch somebody else's life. And you're selfish if you're not talking about it, and you're selfish if you're not sharing it, because you have no idea who's waiting on the other side to hear what you have to say and what's going to come out of your mouth. So don't be selfish about it. If you haven't gone live and shared what Thrive has done for you, show the 3 steps. Show, this is what I've been doing every single day that makes me feel amazing. This is what has given me the drive to get up and go to the gym. This has given me the drive to be a better mother in the morning. This is helping me to, do whatever Thrive is doing for you. When's the last time you went live and told somebody what Thrive does for you? Because what it does for you, it's going to do for somebody else, and they need that. They need it as badly as you did. Think about that. It's selfish to not talk about it and to share it. So what for the people that don't want it? Who cares? Find the people that do, because I promise when you find those people that do, it's going to mean the world to you. It really is. It's just an incredible feeling. So we're going to do the 100 Days of Brave. I need to pick a winner for the people that showed up this morning, invested in yourselves, and got on the Zoom. There's 107 people, so go there. Is Tiffany, are you on? Are you doing the 100 Days of Brave?
On Fridays,
okay.
it's me.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Take it away.
Wonderful job, ladies. And Jackie, I just wanted to give you a special shout out, because even through we couldn't even tell that you were nervous. You did amazing. All right. So day 37, where can your calling take you? God can do anything, far more than you could ever imagine or guess or request in your wildest dreams. He does it not by pushing us around, but by working within us, his spirit deeply and gently within us. Ephesians chapter 3, verse 20, MSG. Let's say you're working on a piece of your puzzle. You know what your calling is. You know what you're doing now, whether it's professionally or in your spare time, is working on a piece of the bigger thing you feel called to do. Maybe you know what that thing is, or maybe you don't, or maybe you've changed your mind. I can't tell you the number of people I know who wound up doing something totally different, which I'm sure a lot of us can relate to. What's cool about your calling is that there's no dead ends. Even if you weren't brave enough to pursue your last opportunity, you can choose brave this time. Where can your calling take you? It's unlimited. If you're not sure what this looks like for you, be brave enough to sit some people down and say, hey, help me, please. This goes hand in hand with reaching out to your uplines. One of my Nashville friends did this. He's been a musician forever, but he wasn't sure he still wanted to do it anymore. So he invited a bunch of us to his house to eat dinner and say to him, these are some other strengths I see in you. What if your calling looked like blank, like this and this and this and this and this? He wasn't asking us to help find his calling. He was asking us to help him find other expressions of it. He knew his calling, but he was doing it for fun but was he doing it for fun or financial means? What else could he be doing? Inviting people into those deeper questions of your heart can feel scary. What if they say something you don't want to hear? Be brave enough to listen. Be brave enough to disagree. Where will your calling take you? God knows. And if you're brave, soon you will too. She highlights what's cool about your calling is that there are no dead ends. Even if you weren't brave enough to pursue your last opportunity, you can be brave enough this time. And the Be Brave challenge for today, as you seek out where your calling can take you, who could you invite into this conversation? Who do you trust with your dreams and stories that can help you brainstorm?
Thank you. Okay, so Britt, I just go and pick a winner, right? There's no process to it. Just pick a name. All right,
Just pick a name.
that was my process then. Okay, Tony Smith, I picked you, girlfriend. Way to get on this morning. Way to invest in yourself. Hit up Brett Hyder. She got some gifts from Lisa. They do a giveaway on all the morning Zooms. So I'll leave you guys with this challenge. If you haven't, go live today. Share your story. Talk about what Thrive is doing for you. There is somebody out there that needs to hear what you have to say today. Thank you guys for getting on with us this morning. Love you all. We believe in you so much. Have an awesome Friday and an awesome weekend.